Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. This is your timeless reading, meaning whenever you see this reading, there is likely a message in here for you. Don't forget to look at the numerology of the reading, the timestamp, the date, because all of that may have messages and channeled guidance for you. Right now, at the time of this recording, I am running a flash special on personal reading, so you can find more information about that at the link in the description box. We are going to be using the Moonology deck, and then I'm going to clarify with tarot. At the present moment we're going through a new moon in Taurus, so that's also good energy to know. Okay, we have faith in your dreams in the reverse position. And then at the bottom of the deck, we have confidence is your key to success in the reverse position. Okay, so this individual, whoever is coming to this reading, you are definitely going through an expansion that has to do with your self-confidence, but the way that you present yourself and choosing to present yourself in a different way. There's definitely this energy of you sort of potentially being a performance of yourself in the past and not necessarily your most authentic self. It kind of seems like there were certain impressions that were put on you in life about how you were supposed to be. And I really want to say, like, how masculinity was supposed to show up on you with this Leo energy. And you're now trying to cultivate a different way to show up in the world and to show up as yourself, but there is this element of almost like not knowing how to show up if it's not a performance, if it's not like somewhat of a calculated version of who you are, where you hyper emphasize certain aspects of your personality that can be a bit performative. And it's because there is a lack of faith in the world receiving you as you are. Like, there is this energy where you just don't feel like, and I feel like this is just based on past experiences, where you don't feel like the world would actually accept what you want from it. And you feel like the world will only accept this particular version of yourself that you really want to stop performing as. So let's get some clarification on what this energy is, because with this Leo energy, it is fixed energy. So this is an aspect of your personality that you have been dealing with quite some time. But as we are in this new moon in Taurus, which is also fixed energy, there's this realization that this version of self has actually impeded on you accomplishing certain things in your life, and you're ready to show up in a new way. You just have this sort of what it feels like a lack of faith in ultimately what you want for yourself. There was some sort of energetic wounding from childhood where you stopped dreaming. And because of that, when you stop dreaming in this way, you stop trying to become who you're meant to be, and you just become a performance of whatever you think your environment is going to respect or leave alone, which is what it sounds like. Like, you just wanted to be left alone, and so you had to portray this sort of person. And so now we don't feel confident in becoming this newer version of ourselves. Okay, wow. So yeah, we have the King of Wands in the reverse position because there is this lack of confidence and the energy is very masculine. Okay. the Five of Wands in the reverse position, and the World in the reverse position. So part of the struggle is this sense that if you don't make this move, you are forever going to feel like there was something you missed. And I feel like the cards are coming in the reverse position here, mostly because this is deeply internalized. This isn't something that I feel like whoever is listening to this reading, if you're resonating with this, I don't feel like you chat about this with a lot of people or with anyone at all. But there's also this energy where these aspects of you are changing beneath the surface, even if it doesn't appear to be changing on the outside. It definitely is, because there is this energy of feeling deeply incomplete without this other version of yourself. And this other version of you that you don't feel confident in is actually the real you. The version of yourself that you've been portraying, that you've used to navigate the world, is just a performance of a version of you that is like a fraction of who you truly are. But there has been this energy of distortion around who you truly are. And I'm actually going to use this deck really quick to clarify why there has been distortion around. Okay, there was a time where you just stopped communicating. Okay, we have communication in the reverse position and lifestyle upright. So you have likely been living some sort of lifestyle where shutting people out was the safest thing for you to do. You stopped talking to people, you stopped communicating, and you basically shrunk to protect this lifestyle. So there could be something taboo about this lifestyle. There could be addictions. There could be other habits here. But, there is secrets down low. You could be hiding a piece of yourself that you don't want people to know. You could be hiding who you might be attracted to, whatever the case may be. It's going to be different for whoever comes to this reading. But you completely stop communicating with the world. And it's like you cut your own tongue out, and you feel like you don't even know how to communicate. Wow. Okay. We have the Knight of Wands in the reverse, the Tower in the reverse. Yeah, there was heavy Scorpio energy, and the Ace of Swords in the reverse position. So another aspect of this is this sort of romantic element for some of you, and for others of you, it's just about passion and feeling like you've been living this very like passionless existence where there is nothing that really excites you or ignites you. And I feel like this has been an energy that you've largely ignored up until this point. But with this Tower in reverse, there is this inner imploding that is happening now, where it is so clear how much you've cut yourself off from things that actually matter, that actually touch your heart, things that you enjoy. Okay, so why have we cut that energy off? Okay, decisions in the reverse position with evidence, okay, at the bottom of the deck. So one of the main reasons why you stopped trying to engage with energy that you felt passionate about, or trying to pursue a potential romantic relationship that you felt passionate about with this Knight of Cups in reverse, is simply because you could not make a decision. With decisions in the reverse position, not making decisions have become a default. And this is also the reason why you're struggling to communicate, because indecision has been the thing that you rely on, because if you don't choose, then nothing really changes. And if nothing really changes, then you still feel very safe in that. And now that safety is disrupted because they're disrupting it. Your spiritual team is disrupting it from the inside out. They're making you physically, emotionally uncomfortable internally with what you know you're lacking in your life, that passion, that love, and they're making it crystal clear for you that this is something that is an inside job and you have to do the work to open yourself up, okay? Because with this energy of evidence, there is too much very clear, very blatant evidence that is like coming in your environment. You may be seeing lots of repeating numbers or the same words or the same you may be having repeating dreams or repeating themes in your dreams because it's like your internal world is screaming at you with all of this evidence that you need to make a change when it comes to the way that you're showing up in this world because there's too much evidence of your unhappiness. There's too much evidence that you're in the wrong place. There's too much evidence that you don't love whatever you're doing, whoever you're with, wherever you're going, whatever you're building. And you just sit there with that evidence and you don't make a choice about it. And the universe, I have to be like as honest as I can be. The universe is like getting sick of it too. Like the universe is always like supporting you, but the universe is tired. Like the universe feels like, look, if you're not going to make a decision, if everything outside of you isn't uncomfortable enough for you to make a decision, you will now have to be physically uncomfortable until you do something, or you're going to be physically uncomfortable forever, like indefinitely. Because there's this energy, I really do feel that there's this heavy spiritual energy around you need to make a choice that has consequences. And that's where the indecision is coming in. Like there's a lot of indecision in your energy because there's a lack of wanting to make choices that have real consequences. And that is why it's felt safe for a very long time to do nothing about the things that you deeply feel. Okay, so just for clarification, before we wrap up this reading, I want to know why it has been such a struggle for this person to make decisions that have consequences, and how can they move through this energy now. Okay, so we have new moon in Cancer. You and your loved ones are safe with nothing is yet set in stone. Okay, so this is just an individual who is deeply uncomfortable with change. And it's so interesting because, like, the depth of the discomfort with change is like draining the joy from this person's life. Like, and it's like this energy, if you're connecting to this reading, you're very aware of your unhappiness. You're very aware that holding yourself back is intentional. But with you and your loved ones are safe, new moon in Cancer, sometimes, I'll be honest, the ups and downs of life, like the fact that certain things aren't set in stone about change, is what makes you feel uncomfortable. But there's also what feels like excuses that get made. Cancer is the mother energy. So there's this family oriented energy where it's like you'll make an excuse to not make a change because it's better for someone that's close to you for things to stay the same, even if that's not what's best overall or what's best for you or what's best in the long run. It always seems to be like this convenient option to sort of stay wishy-washy about things because it's like, it's so funny. And the last time I looked at the timer, I saw 12:21 because I was like, there's a mirrored experience happening here. And it's because, like, despite the fact that you don't like change because you don't like that there are certain things that aren't set in stone, you bask in the energy of things not being set in stone by not making decisions and sitting in the what if and what have you. So you will make these sweeping excuses about, well, it's better for, my parent if I live close, it's better for my friends if I'm close, it's better for, you know, these people in my life if I don't change this job, or if I don't do things different, if I don't become a different person, it's better for everyone else around me, because you are sort of, to be honest with you, martyring yourself and saying, I do this for the ones that I love, when that's actually not true. The truth is that it is safer for you for the longest time, to sit in the energy that you don't actually like, which is the energy of things not being set in stone. And that is why you won't make a permanent decision, because the same energy that you claim that you find so uncomfortable, that you don't want to deal with, the lack of knowing and change, is the same energy that you will cling to in order to make an excuse to not make that change. And this is not to be harsh. This is just to be real. That this energy of self-gaslighting and refusing to sort of like do something that's going to have a consequence. And every consequence isn't negative, but that just means that there are going to be changes, things that you can't go back on. In order for you to do that, your spiritual team is going to continue to make you feel uncomfortable, because the mirrored energy here is that you're not realizing that the more you refuse change, the more you're ultimately creating the same scenario where there are things that you won't be able to go back on now, and you're still going to have to move forward, and they're still going to make you feel uncomfortable until you make a change that feels authentic from your heart and that doesn't feel like a performance. So can we get a last clarifier here from tarot on this energy? Okay, we have the Four of Cups in the upright position. Wow, with Two of Swords on the bottom of the deck. Decisions. Okay, make a decision from a secure place. That is what they're saying. Make a decision from a secure place or be uncomfortable. All right, this is your timeless reading. I hope you were able to get something out of it, and I will see you in the next one.